original half of the pen, if you guys notice the stonework, every stone was cut in place by inmates. The only part of the pen not built by the inmates was the new dining area we were just in. Not too bad, for a lot of them having no experience in stonework at all. And the prison itself was designed more or less after Joliet in Illinois. They admired that Gothic style architecture, thought it was foreboding, intimidating, and all that. This is the back side of the administration building. Down these steps leads to the boiler room, which was lived in and kept up by an inmate named Robert Daniel Wall until October of '79, where he was not just murdered, he was massacred down there by other inmates. No one lived down there after that. First floor, we'll check out a little bit later. Second floor would have had the warden's office, some administrative offices, that sort of thing. The third and fourth floor, believe it or not, is where the warden and his family lived, if he had a family. There was a law in West Virginia where the warden had to live on the property, and while he lived up there, inmates would keep house. Cook, clean, babysit if he had kids. Depending on the warden, the kids would come out here and play, follow him along the cell box. It sounds nuts. Most likely would not fly today, but there was never any problems. There was never any issues. A lot of these guys still believing in the safety of women and children. Late last season, I had a gentleman on tour who knows the youngest son of Warden Skeen, who was a warden here in the 50s. When their dad was a warden here, he and his older brother gave an inmate that they trusted regular people clothing, and they snuck them out and went to the theater. And the worst thing that happened was they got their you-know-whats chewed off by their dad when they came back with the inmate. So, good stories like that from time to time. It's really great. And they lived up there until '59. I've also heard '61. They had their own house built on the opposite side of the far wall, and that's where they lived until the closing of the pen. And it's made out of the similar sandstone as this, just nowhere near as dirty and grimy and gross. If you would have looked out here in the '60s and before, the blue building was not here yet, but there were a handful of other buildings. And those were just different places within the pen the inmates would have worked at. Laundry room, bakery, that sort of thing. The prison hospital stood where the blue building stands. Not nearly as big, but just in that locale. Late 60s, early 70s, everything gets torn down, blue building comes up, and that becomes the industries building. And in there, they could do different kinds of trade work, like plumbing, electric work, turnbooks, and the braille. Also the site of the state license plate factory at the time. And the best story out of the license plate factory is that the inmates used to urinate the paint. They knew that the ammonia would make the paint peel, which meant they had to make more plates, which meant they got more cash. 1982, 83, West Virginians were driving around with yellow license plates. And we have one on display in our museum. I'm 12, it's my favorite. Now where the small officer tower is over there, on this side of the wall, that's where the greenhouse once stood in that area. It was the scene of our 1992 escape. It was ridiculous. What had happened was the 3 inmates who were running it, who were all convicted of murder, also had a history of runaways. They went to the warden one day and asked for complete unsupervised control. For whatever reason, the warden thinks that's a fantastic idea. Here's the keys. What could possibly go wrong? Well, February of '92, a little boy is walking on the other side of that wall, and he notices this wooden manhole cover on the ground has sort of collapsed in a little bit. Whenever he gets home, he tells his mom. Mom calls the pen, let him know. No one has any idea what she is talking about. They go and investigate and see that it is the exit of a tunnel that begins in the dirt floor of the greenhouse. Big surprise, the 3 inmates running it are missing. The tunnel itself, very well built, very, very stable, actually pretty awesome size. 2 of the guys who escaped were coal miners. I would hope they would know how to make a tunnel. The other guy was an electrician. They had lighting, they had air ventilation, real swanky. I heard it took 3 cement trucks to fill in the tunnel after all was said and done. That's how massive this tunnel was. And they were all caught within about a month. The warden resigned not too long after that, obvious reasons. It's just ridiculous. But one of the guys who escaped, I love talking about him. You can't make this stuff up. His name's Tommy Mollahan. He got caught in southern West Virginia on this occasion, but normally when he would escape, which was multiple times, he would go to Cameron, just a small town in the Panhandle. The people of Cameron loved this guy, not because he committed murder. It wasn't anything weird like that, and he never hurt anybody when he did escape. This is going to sound mean. I don't mean it to sound mean. It's just he could escape law enforcement for so long. It just became a joke. So they would actually root for him when he did escape. They would leave food on their porches for him. When word got to the town that he got out, I've had people on tour say he's cleaning their buddy's house. They broke into their buddy's house, did some cleaning, ate some food. I had another guy who said he knows the person who put the sign for him saying Tommy Mullahan for mayor outside of town while he was still incarcerated here. Oh yeah. Yeah, he's still incarcerated, if you can believe that. So.
What did he do to end up being?
Murder. Yeah, he killed a guy in Kanawha County.
Okay.
That'll do it. Yeah, he's still incarcerated. Wonder why.
They did the death penalty here?
Not anymore. Not since '65. I think one of the few states that still don't have it. Something like that.
Is there any meaning behind the white paint on the wall back there?
Yeah, the inmates used to wear khaki. That was just so they could blend in with the wall. Yeah. They got clever.
Where'd they kill the guy in the gorilla?
Kids are on tour for snitching. Yeah. Yeah, I'll see you later. Yeah. Any other questions for here, guys?
Is that a church?
No, it's the wagon gate. Yeah, when we get to South Yard.